Hey guys, how we doing? Cody here. I just wanted to take a minute. I realized I didn't really have a testimonial for that was easy for people to see, but I've been through some pretty major things over the last few years of my life, and I wanted to take a minute to share it with you. So if you or anyone you know is dealing with any kind of pain like what I'm about to tell you that I was going through, share the hell out of this because this could really make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives. And I came to realize that once this stuff started to help me, I really just started taking this stuff and tried to share it with my family and my friends and everybody else. And I was always talking about how it's helping them, but it's because I got so excited and I really wanted to bring this to everybody else and watch it do the same things for them. And as I've realized how many different ways it can be used. But for this story, I'm going to tell you guys about how my back injury that I was at one point led to believe that my only options were pills or surgery. Well, I haven't had it to use either of those. So there are other options. So I want to give you a quick background story about what happened. So about a month before my 26th birthday, I'm 34 years young now. About a month before my 26th birthday, we had some, long story short, freak winter weather, and I was going to work at 2 a.m. and basically I slipped and fell down 14 stairs. I had actually, swept the rug right out under my feet. I actually landed on my neck or on my shoulder. It pinched a nerve. Surprisingly, it only pinched a nerve in my shoulder, so I just lost use of my left arm for about a month, and it just gradually came back. But I had fractured my hip, and I then was later told that I would have a permanent back injury because my L4, L5, and my S1 were gone. And once they're gone, there's nothing that brings those back. They told me my only options at that point were to fuse the discs and make it just to fuse the discs in my spine, and that's all they could do. However, because I had seen pain management specialists, spinal surgeons. I mean, every kind of doctor under the sun. When you're in that kind of pain, you'll go to everybody and see anybody that might be able to give you some kind of comfort or help as to how you can return back to life as normal. Well, so I've gotten epidurals, nerve blocks. They've given me all kinds of painkillers and nerve medicines. Honestly, I don't even remember what they were for because I stopped taking them a long time ago. They always had awful side effects, and I always knew about how bad the effects of a lot of these pills were. Well, when I went to the spinal surgeon and he told me that this was now a lifelong injury that I was going to have to deal with, he also then said because I was only 26 at the time, he said I was too young for the spinal surgery. He said you basically have too much elasticity still in your spine that if you get a spinal surgery like that at that age, it's just gonna cause issues all the way up your vertebrae until you end up getting spinal surgery on your whole spine. Basically, it was designed for people that are older to go through these kind of things, and they advised me heavily not to get this surgery and to, basically my option was to try to strengthen my core muscles, and by doing that, your back muscles get strong enough to push in on your spine and it holds it in place because that, once those fibers that hold your discs are gone, there's no bringing those back. So I had to deal with incredible pain for a very long time, and I started to get on top of, strengthening my core and everything. I've been an athlete my whole life, so exercising was nothing out of the norm anyway, but now I had to focus more on my back muscles and my core muscles in general. So I keep doing that, and I was out of work with that injury for about a year, and it took almost 3 years before I could really start like walking normal. I was so messed up from this. And so after about 3 years, I finally start trying to do some stuff like skiing and everything, and I started getting back into, because I always, even after all that time and I started getting back on my feet, I was always in pain. There was nothing. The pills, they would just make you not care about the pain. Doing the exercises definitely alleviated the pain, but it was always there. I was always in a constant, like level of 2 to 5 of pain all times of the day. There was just no escaping it. And if anybody that knows what that's like, it is absolutely miserable. You become willing to try anything. So, years and years go by, and I'm dealing with this pain all the time, and it's getting worse and worse. It's starting to spread down my legs and into my feet. And it was literally right about a year ago today. So this is about 10 months ago. I think I've been taking CBD for about 10 months. But about a year ago, my pain was getting so bad down in my legs and my feet. I would have been at 33, so I was finally like, all right, I might have to do this spinal surgery because I can't deal with it anymore. It makes you depressed when you're in that much pain all the time. I was doing boxing, and even with doing the workouts and everything, it was still staying awful. I had to constantly be stretching everything, and I was trying to do everything I could to just try to get my pain levels down as much as I could tolerate, and there was just no going back. So one day I finally see somebody talking about how CBD helps with pain, and I had only ever heard at that time about how it helped with some like neurological issues and some sleep issues, which before I started taking it, I never slept more than 6 hours. I would always wake up if I went to sleep. If I hit 6 hours, I was up on the dot basically. And so then I was like, you know what? I will try anything. So then I started this stuff, and I started out on a real low dose, and I remember feeling a little bit better just within a couple hours, just a tiny bit, not much, but it was enough that I was like, oh, I feel something. And I was like, okay. So then after just a few days of taking it, next thing I know, the pain in my feet started going away, because it was to the point where I stand on my feet for work, and just standing there was becoming so miserable because I had to like lean on something, or I had to do anything to take some of the weight off of my back and my feet, because I was becoming so miserably in pain that spinal surgery was starting to look like the only option. So after a couple days, the pain in my feet started going away. The next thing I know, the pain in my legs started going away after about 2 to 3 weeks of taking it. And literally like about a month in, my back pain went away. And I'm telling you now, it's been almost a year, and I've had zero back pain for almost a year now. And I really can't even begin to describe how awesome that is for me. And that's why I get so excited about these kind of things, because at that time I was told that surgery was my only option, and I was pretty much screwed. And that was all. They just said, you're not going to be able to do a lot of things for the rest of your life, and it's just something you're going to have to deal with. Just it's a permanent, lifelong injury. And now I finally found something that has absolutely changed my life. And I literally went from pain everywhere in my lower region to nothing. I feel like a normal, healthy human being. I'm athletic again, and I'm able to do a lot of sports again. I literally couldn't even sit right in chairs. Now I don't even really put much thought into it, because I've gone almost a year now without this pain that I used to have to live with every minute of my life. And I'm telling you guys, this stuff has absolutely changed my life, and has changed what I've been able to do and my quality of living. And there's really just, I can't even say enough, because I've tried everything. If it's been a year, then that was 26. So that's like that's about 5 years that I tried everything that doctors told me. I tried all their pills. I've tried all these injections into my spine, which are awful. I can't even begin to tell you how awful those things are. And none of those things did anything. The best case scenario would maybe be like the pills, and you're still in pain. You just don't care that you're in that much pain. So, and that's no way to live. And those things have awful, awful side effects. And once again, this has been something that has been shown to be absolutely safe. When I researched and found out that CBD itself, or just the hemp plant itself, really has no long-term negative side effects, I was like, well, I gotta at least try this. And now that it's worked this well, that's why I've become so gung-ho over CBD and what it can do for everybody, or most anybody. So this is definitely an option that a lot of people should really consider, especially if you're on the verge of some kind of spinal surgery like that. If I had gotten that spinal surgery, my life would be so different. I'm sure I would still be in a lot of discomfort. I would certainly be more stiff. now I'm starting to be able to return to a lot of the sports and activities that I like to do before the injury, and I feel totally great. And there's really I haven't had any drawbacks after almost a year of taking it. In fact, as I started, because you start on a low dose and slowly work your way up. Well, over time, I've actually begun taking less. So now I'm actually taking probably almost as much as when I first started taking it. I'm just taking a low dose and still totally fine as long as I stay on top of that. And even if I forget it for a couple days, like I'm still pretty good. I just don't let it go too long because, I'm terrified to ever be in to feel like that again. I can't imagine returning back to that, but now I don't have to worry about that. And I'm telling you, after almost a year, how great I feel. This is definitely something not to be looked over. So if you guys or anybody that you know is facing a similar issue with some kind of pain in their body, this is definitely a route to try, and it if it doesn't work for you, then so be it. If it's something that you don't think that it's for you for whatever reason, then you get your money back and then you exercise different options. But this is definitely something that people should be considering for a lot of different issues. And as I've been taking it and learning about it, I've come to realize that there's so many other reasons to take it for so many other different conditions, and I can point you to numerous other people that it's helping. So I just wanted to make sure I got a chance to tell you guys about my story. I've been so focused on trying to help, people like my dad and some other family members that they're now experiencing the benefits from CBD, and this is definitely something that is just an absolute game changer, and I'm looking forward to see it as it starts being used more in medicine. However, definitely the fact that we only use the plant in it is a huge, huge factor that makes it so you can take this for a long-term resolution. Because if you start putting all these other things in it, you don't know how those are going to react to you. And I'm telling you guys, CBD is completely safe, and it's safe for all ages. This is something that you guys are going to love. So give it a try. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to talk to me. I love to help people, so hopefully this has helped anybody. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'd love to talk to you guys about it, or whoever shared this video with it. Hopefully they cared enough to share it with you. So I'm sure they've probably got some opinion on it as well. So, all right, guys. Well, I just want you guys to stay happy, healthy, and hopefully you're all feeling as good as I am. And I wish you guys a great day.